So when he went to like the vet, they wanted him to go to a specialist because they didn't know exactly what was wrong. And then realized he had a lump in the back of his throat. They had to do surgery to cut it out. And then when they did a biopsy on it, they realized it was a cancer. Like a few weeks ago, we found out like he was diagnosed.
I'm gonna miss Poe a lot, but I try not to think about it. We still have a year or hopefully more with him. So we try to just go with the flow, give him what he wants, and give him the best life that he can. My name is Tiffany, and I live in Staten Island, New York.
My name is Randall. I just turned 21. I'm in an elf outfit because it's Christmas and it's also my birthday.
So my name is Erwin Uy. I'm Tiffany's boyfriend. I've been dating her for over 6 years, and Poe is Tiffany's dog, so I am Poe's owner's boyfriend.
Yeah, growing up, our house was always compared to like a zoo because the amount of animals, and it's probably because like our mom grew up with a lot of animals. And like growing up in my elementary school, I think it's Miss Falcone was her name, and she used to let me take home animals, and then so that just grew my like attachment to animals even more. Like every time we saw a new animal, I want that as my pet now, and it just kept growing like that. We had like dwarf hamsters, teddy bear hamsters, turtles, salamanders, spiders, let's just say newts, anoles, guinea pigs, rabbits, chinchilla, fishes, birds, cats, dogs. It just keeps going on and on. But like if you name an animal, we pretty much probably had it. After our first dog, Scooby, passed away, we wanted to have another dog.
Because there was an emptiness in the house. We spent months looking around at different shelters, and then after a few months, we came across his posting, and we got there, and they put us in a room with him.
Once we saw him and met him, like we just knew we wanted him. Like he was the dog that we wanted. At first, when he was a puppy, he was a fluffy, lovable, like he's just a great dog. Like when you met him, like he had so much energy, and he was just great.
He's a Chow Chow German Shepherd Golden Retriever mix. He had the blue tongue and the Golden Retriever Chow Chow fur. But our first impression of him, he actually peed everywhere in the room. But we fell in love with him, and he loved to be held like a baby, and we just adopted him.
The first impression, he was very scary and a big dog. I think Poe at the time was 2 years old, and when I first met him, he barked at me a lot because when he doesn't know you, he barks at you a lot, but then when he gets to know you, he gets very nice and cuddly with you. I would say that the most memorable memory I have of Poe, there's not really one specific memory, it's just that once you get to know him, he's very friendly, and he's always jumping up at you, and a lot of times he tries to hump your leg in a friendly way, and then he looks at you with his eyes get really big, and he just wants to be pet, and then when you pet him, he falls down and he just rolls over and just looks at you. He looks at you like a big old goofball.
Randall is the most attached. My brother, he loves him, he brushes him, he takes care of him, he used to walk him.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty attached to Poe because I used to walk Poe, I groom Poe like pretty much every day. Like he greets me like all the time, like we have like a great interaction with each other, so.
A few months ago, Poe started showing symptoms of vomiting, fatigue, and his bark wasn't as strong. He actually couldn't even bark. He couldn't drink water without gagging.
The doctor prescribed some medicine at first. It wasn't really working, and then they had to take him back to the hospital.
He was acting differently, like he lost his voice, he was starting to eat less. So when he went to like the vet, they wanted him to go to a specialist because they didn't know exactly what was wrong. And then realized that he had a lump in the back of his throat. They had to do surgery to cut it out, and then when they did a biopsy on it, they realized it was a cancer.
He had cancer. It was very, very sad to hear.
And they removed the growth, so his symptoms got better. He was able to eat and drink, but they said the growth would come back in 3 to 4 months. Right now, Poe is really energetic and active, so he's able to eat and drink. He got all his energy back. He gained the weight back from when he lost. He's doing a lot better now, just until the growth grows back.
Yeah, the emotions that you feel when any animal that you own has like cancer, especially since like this year we had our aunt pass away and then our grandma passed away, and then my cat passed away that I was really attached to. And then finding out that your dog has cancer too, it's just like, it starts to get overwhelming. And like when you of course you want to help him, but then you find out how much the price is for like treatment, and it's just like you wanted to be there for him, but then it's financially wise, it's really hard too.
Poe has I think it's about 1 year left. I think we just want to give him the best, happiest time he can have. We'll give him plenty of treats, he'll get good food. We may hopefully take him out for plenty of walks and go outside a lot, because that's the things he likes doing. He likes being outside, he likes running around, and everybody likes eating good food.
I'm gonna miss Poe a lot, but I try not to think about it. We still have a year or hopefully more with him, so we try to just go with the flow, give him what he wants, and give him the best life that he can. But I think Poe can actually sense something's wrong and that we're concerned. He's a very, very astute and observant dog. He watches everybody and what they do, and he knows habits and to move out of the way when you walk past him, and he's really, really smart.
So for Poe's remaining life, which was expected, we were told 1 year if we don't get him treatment. Treatment would extend it for like 2 to 3 years, I think I was told. We want to continue to give him a great life, treat him the same. We want a financial aid from like a bunch of organizations so we can help pay for it. That would definitely like ease his suffering, because once he starts to grow back the tumor, he's going to go through the whole conditions again of like lack of eating, hard time drinking, loss of energy, can't bark anymore. So like we definitely try and like figure out his way of quality of life.
I'd rather just save it for when it's his like last minutes. I can't do it right now. I'd rather not accept it right now. And he knows, he can tell. Because Poe is in the room, he can tell when you're sad and when you're talking about him and everything.
The last thing I might have to say about Poe is that he was a very good dog. I really like him a lot. I've known him for over 6 years. He's just been there since pretty much the beginning of me and Tiffany's relationship. So it's gonna be weird when he's not around, and it'll be kind of sad. Even though he wasn't my dog, he's very special, and I'll always remember him.
Stuff that I would say to Poe is like stuff I say on a daily, like, because I really do love that dog, and I want to make sure he like knows that, and like I'm pretty sure he does, and that's all I care about is just him knowing that we love him, and I hope he loves us back.